Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks, know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Paying attention.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I would do it my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice...
Today's game is brought to you by Spring Linden Design. Their designers will show you how to transform your home or business into the one you love. Offering hourly consultations, they'll help make the renovation and decorating process stress-free. Spring Linden Design also specializes in window treatment, blinds, shades, drapes, and plantation shutters. With clients raving about individual needs and affordable rates, book a consultation today. You can visit them at springlinden.com, call or email, and be sure to follow on Instagram or Facebook to see their amazing work. It all comes down to this. One more game from high school baseball immortality, and we're ready to go. From Jack Kaiser Stadium at St. John's University, it's the New York State CHSAA Final as the Holy Trinity Titans take on the St. Francis Red Raiders on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Today's game is sponsored by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank, as well as Speed Island, and, of course, Spring Linden Design and Consulting, and Bo Jackson Elite Sports Training, athletes inside and out. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Alongside John Baccio, I'm John Perez. Boy, was it a fun night of baseball last night as Holy Trinity knocked off St. Peter's and St. Francis, the Red Raiders winning the battle of the two St. Francis's, needing 11 innings to win. And with that said, John Baccio, Holy Trinity came into this state tournament feeling as if they're the favorites. They played like it over the last couple of innings against St. Peter's. And with that said, we'll take a quick break and get you all caught up with Holy Trinity and St. Francis on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live streaming, videography, and photography services for all teams and individuals of all ages. In business since 2010, we are the trusted source when it comes to sports media coverage. If you have a big game that needs to be filmed or live streamed, or an athlete in need of action photography, reach out today and save 15% when you mention this ad. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, Holy Trinity knocking off St. Peter's yesterday to set up a match with St. Francis out of Athol Springs, Hamburg, or Buffalo, as the downstaters call it. And with that said, let's meet the starting lineup for the team on the visiting side of the scoreboard. John Baccio, it's Nick Del Vecchio, Tyler Cook, Kyle Kozlowski, along with Andrew Hepner. Yesterday's hero, Sebastian Velasquez, mans the hot corner. Andrew Sinclair, Nico Quiros will man center field. Sean Atkinson in left, Sean Maddie at second base, and Ryan Chiz is the right fielder. So that's Holy Trinity. They had the quote-unquote easier game against St. Peter's, although in speaking to Louisi and the rest of the Holy Trinity contingent, they said it was anything but. That St. Peter's team was loaded, and it just came down to getting the right hits at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, St. Peter's, they played a great game yesterday. I mean, they kept it tight the entire time. Holy Trinity did not. I mean, they had their hands full that entire time, so truly it worked out in their favor.
And with that said, let's look at the other side for the Red Raiders. Coming all the way down from Buffalo, and, you know, they had an 8-hour ride down. They had to weather through a rain delay, and this is the lineup that they're rolling out today. Pretty much a similar lineup as yesterday. Kyle Banks, Nicholas Bienko, along with Joe Panzarella. He scored the game-winning run in the 11th inning. Brady Hill, Luke Rybczynski, after making that nice tag on Brian Daly, moves up in the order. Anthony Vendetti moves down. Jake Broad, Jason Schultz, along with Ben Milkowski and Aiden Trimper, one of those coveted arms for the squad up from Buffalo. And what a game it was last night, too. And how about this for the Red Raiders, John? They left 9 runners on base over the span of 3 innings. And if you compile that to what they've done the whole game, and here's a look at the final play. So the bases are loaded. A.J. Scholes is on the mound. And Scholes throws a nasty breaking ball. It gets past the catcher in Valoris. Panzarella comes in to score. And it was everything, as the Red Raiders winning last night to set up a chance for their first state championship in program history.
And St. Francis, they are a team that, you know, they can string together multiple hits, and that's exactly what they did in extras last night. They were able to put together 3, even maybe 4 good at-bats that some would result in getting on base, some not, some would just advance the runner, and they did a really good job of putting themselves in a position to win. It was just executing when it mattered most, which they weren't able to do on anything but a passed ball. So unfortunately, that's just how it worked out for Prep. And St. Francis, they're going to be able to do the same stuff today, put the bat to the ball, get on base. It's just a matter of executing with runners in scoring position.
That game was very reminiscent, and I'm just going to, all the older baseball fans out there, was to the end of the regular season in 1999 when the Mets had to win the final 3 games of the series against the Pirates. They rally all the way back. Mike Piazza's up at the plate. Go-ahead run at third base. First pitch in the dirt, Melvin Mora comes in to score. And then the Mets would go on to play the Reds in the one-game playoff and get all the way to the NLCS in 1999. It had that feeling of just a great playoff atmosphere, a very anticlimactic ending, but it doesn't matter for the Red Raiders. They're just happy that they were in the win column, and they are playing Holy Trinity today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, St. Francis, they got the luck of the draw at the end of the day, and that's really all that matters. Now you come into today, fresh game, fresh life, and you did play really well last night. You were able to put up 5 in the first inning, but they just got to stay consistent throughout this entire thing. And if you're able to hit off Tyler Cook today, then that's always a bonus.
Great crowd on hand, and how about both St. Francis's last night? Of course, Prep just 2 miles down the road, and the Red Raiders coming all the way down from Athol Springs brought a nice contingent as well. Aiden Trimper is ready to go as Nick Del Vecchio steps up to the plate, and we'll get ready for the first pitch of the 2023 New York State CHSAA Final. We're so glad you could join us from Jack Kaiser Stadium. And that's high for ball 1 as Trimper gets the start, the senior. 6-1 on the year at 2.49 ERA. He's given up 27 runs, only 18 of them earned. He has struck out 30, only walked 15. As Del Vecchio skies us in the air down the right field line, giving chases Panzarella towards a track by the pole. It one-hops the wall and is played off the hop by Panzarella, and what a start for the Titans. A 2-bagger for Nick Del Vecchio. Gets the Titans off on the right foot.
Oh, well, that's the way to start it off if you are Holy Trinity today. I mean, yesterday you were close the entire time. Not many hits throughout the entire thing. It was really a pitching battle most of the way through. But, I mean, look at Nick Del Vecchio right here. Makes some good contact just off the top of the bat. But, I mean, that thing's got some distance, and it one-hops off the wall. And he is able to grab 2 on a really nice starter for the Titans.
They didn't officially call it a ground rule double, even though it was. And here comes Tyler Cook, one of the heroes for Holy Trinity in this postseason, with another opportunity to put the Titans in front and help out his own cause. We mentioned Tyler Cook had the game-winning RBI single against St. Anthony's in the earlier round of the NSCHSAA playoffs and pitched 5 2 innings, 2/3 of an inning, of immaculate ball against Chaminade in Game 3 and swings through a breaking ball. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Cook in the playoffs has been playing really, really well. But the only thing was that yesterday he wasn't at the top of his game, went 0 for 3. But, I mean, still we know what Tyler Cook can do, and especially with a runner in scoring position, he can do some damage.
Did reach on an error as he hits this one on the ground to short. First opportunity for Ben Milkowski, flips it to first. A productive out as Del Vecchio goes to third after the 6-3 putout. And that'll bring up Kyle Kozlowski.
And Kozlowski, another guy that played pretty decent yesterday, went 0 for 1, but with 2 walks. And, I mean, Kozlowski, he's been a staple in this lineup all season, batting just around 300, 260 in the playoffs. And he's a guy that shows up when it's needed most. And right now, with a runner on third, it's pretty needed.
Yeah, and you know what? The walks ended up killing St. Peter's yesterday, too, as Holy Trinity batted almost around. They sent 8 batters to the plate, scored 4 runs on 3 hits. One of those key walks was to Kozlowski, as he's now ahead in the count, 1-0 against Aiden Trimper. Somebody a typical fastball, curveball, changeup arsenal. Paul Bartel says he's gotten the big outs whenever he's needed to and is already in a hot spot in the top of the first inning, and fires 2 out of the zone against the Thomas Jefferson commit in Kyle Kozlowski. Corners pinching. Here comes the 2-0. Wave and a miss. Pulled a string. And then the count is 2-1.
And Trimper this year, first team All-Catholic as the senior pitcher was. And one thing to keep in mind, he did have a groin injury 2 to 3 weeks ago. So he's still obviously in a recovering process, but this is the time where you got to step it up.
2-1 coming. Line just foul, almost decapitated Del Vecchio at third base, but good reflexes by Del Vecchio to get out of the way. And now the count even at 2-2.
Speaking of Del Vecchio, a ruthless runner around the base path, so pretty much you put anything in the air, we're scoring 1.
16 stolen bases in the regular season for Del Vecchio. He's the inaugural run 90 feet away. Breaking ball pounded on the ground to third. Hill's going to come home with it, and the tag by Rinchinsky. They get Del Vecchio. Big-time play by Brady Hill. Wipes off the early scoring opportunity for the Titans as Kozlowski reaches first base.
Yeah, and that's a really nice play by Brady Hill right there. Delvecchio thought he had it at home. It was a bit of a dribbler over to third at Brady Hill. You'll see it right here. Kozlowski hit it a little bit harder than Delvecchio thought, and he got nailed at home.
Well, and that's one of those things, too, where Holy Trinity was obviously going on first contact, and, that's a play that Luisi and I'm sure Delvecchio would love to have back. The play's right in front of you as Hepner takes a sweeper in the dirt. Good stop by Rybczynski. And, we mentioned Rybczynski a few times off air. I mean, what a fantastic tag last night. We'll look at that replay later on in the broadcast, but a season-saving tag on Brian Daly in the 10th inning to keep it tied at 5. St. Francis would go on to win 6-5. That's a foul ball, but a nice pick by Hill at third. And the count even at 1-1.
Hepner had himself a day yesterday, 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored himself. In this playoffs, he's just been going nuclear. Today he's playing behind the dish in replacement of Tyler Cook.
And Hepner, one of those 3 catchers that came to Holy Trinity. He, Cook, and Velasquez. And, that's a good problem to have, and it sorted itself out with the excellence on the mound by Velasquez. 1-1, it hit him. So Andrew Hepner reaches base, and the Titans have runners on first and second and 2 down. And that'll bring up Mr. Velasquez.
And Velasquez, the hero of yesterday, not only with his pitching, but with his hitting as well. He had an RBI blooper into shallow center that would be able to score a run and get Holy Trinity started in what was a lockdown match the entire game.
Yeah, Sebastian Velasquez yesterday did everything the Titans could, and I'll tell you one thing. You could hear a collective sigh of relief as Holy Trinity got the insurance runs because it allowed Velasquez to complete the game. You'd have to imagine that if it was just a 2-1 game, and now home plate umpire Richard Katz comes out of the dugout and speaks to the St. Francis side of the field and tells everyone to calm down. Katz is behind the plate. Steven Ryder's at first base. Lou Gaudio is the second base umpire, and Lou Tabby at third base. But either way, insurance helping Holy Trinity and helping Velasquez. Pitched 7 innings yesterday, and another masterpiece. Gave up a run on 2 hits, walked 3, and struck out 4. And now ahead in the count, 2-0.
And Trimper here, he's already been stuck in some sticky situations, but a great player that can definitely pull through this one.
As Velasquez calls time, and we have courtesy runner at first. That's Joshua Chen Sang. He and Jordan Ocampo, the 2 speedy courtesy runners for Holy Trinity. As we'll see them today. Kozlowski, the runner at second. Hepner off of first. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That's high. And the count is 3-0.
And this is what Velasquez does. He works counts. A natural pitcher, but he really gets it done in the batter's box as well. And right here, he's putting together a very quality at bat.
And that's a stat. 3-0. It's in there for a strike. It's 3-1 that Holy Trinity keeps tabs of. And we mentioned it yesterday with Tyler Cook leading the team with 63 quality at-bats. Sean Matty and Nico Quiros behind him in quality at-bats at 50 and 51 as a 3-1 wave and a miss. Pulled another string, and the count is full. But Velasquez right there with 45 quality at-bats coming into this game, and that means that it's an at-bat that has at least 6 pitches, is a productive out, brings in a run, and Velasquez has been a big reason for that. The runners go, the 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Trimper got him as Holy Trinity threatened but did not push a run across. Half inning in the books. Holy Trinity scoreless. St. Francis coming to bat on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hand gets it going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your events or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Jack Kaiser Stadium, Holy Trinity nothing, and St. Francis coming to bat. We're scoreless as Tyler Cook already delivered a league title for Holy Trinity, their first since 2012, and he gets the start today. 2-0 on the year, a 1.83 ERA, 5 saves. He's given up 6 runs, only 4 of them earned. Has struck out 40 batters to just 14 walks. He has been heroic this postseason.
Oh, absolutely he has. And, I mean, not only has he been heroic on the mound, but he's also been heroic in the field, in the batter's box as well. But right here, I mean, he had the game-winning single against St. Anthony's. 5 2/3 shutout innings versus Chaminade. Had a no-hitter going into the 5th, and that was in Game 3 of the NSCHSAA final, where you can't get a bigger moment than that, and Tyler Cook came to play.
Kyle Banks, the center fielder, will lead it off for the Red Raiders as he takes low for ball 1. Banks last night went 2 for 5 with a run scored, scoring 1 of the 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning for St. Francis. Remember, they had a run wiped off on the ground ball by Joe Panzarella that pegged the back leg of Nick Pienko, which was overturned after a 4-way conference for the umpires. 2-0 coming, wave and a miss. And the count 2-1 to Banks, who's hitting .301 coming into the game, 2 extra base hits and 13 RBIs. A Brockport commit and a good hitter's count at that. Here comes a 2-1 and a fastball a little low. And Banks ahead in the count 3-1.
Yeah, and Tyler Cook, you know, heading into that game against Chaminade in Game 3 of the league championship, Cook wasn't expected to do much.
No, you're 100% right, and there's a leadoff walk, and Banks will trot down to first base. You know, Cook and the game plan, Louisi admits now, was to have Cook go 3 innings, and anything he could get in the 4th inning would be gravy. He said it would be really nice if you can get 4 innings. Well, he threw 5 no-hit innings. So take your gravy and stuffing and whatever it is. That's what Tyler Cook delivered as Nick Bianco takes low for ball 1.
Yeah, but Cook, I mean, we know what he's capable of now. We know how he can pitch. It's just a matter of if he puts it together again. That was a freak performance out of him. So you just got to hope that he can repeat.
Here is Bianco, 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a walk yesterday. As Cook having difficulty finding the strike zone, it's 2-0. Well, if you're thinking about the possible pitching roster or order for Holy Trinity, it's Cook, Atkinson, and Chiz today. Of course, with Sebastian Velasquez throwing north of 100 pitches and obviously over 25 pitches, he is done and cannot pitch today. So you might have to go back to that game plan, Botch, of getting 3 or 4 strong innings out of Cook and then turning it over to the bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had a game plan with him in the Catholic League final, but now you have to kind of keep that same expectation. You can't raise him just because of one really good outing. And as you said, Velasquez not able to pitch today, pitched a complete game last time around, and now they slot him in at 3rd.
Here's a 3-0 pitch, taking all the way as Cook pours in a strike. It's 3-1.
And with the runner on first, Cook's got to be very cautious here.
Runner not going, and it's cue shot off the first base coach on the first base side, and gives an A-OK. Good to see everyone's doing good. Head coaches, of course, for St. Francis, you've got John Cannizzaro and Gary Baxter. I believe that's Catanzaro. It gives the thumbs up. This is lined out to center field. First opportunity for Quiros. Lines it up, hauls it in. And Cook gets his first out of the afternoon.
Quiros, a lot of speed, a lot of range, and I mean, didn't have to move much right there, but he gets a much needed out for Tyler Cook to start easing into this one.
And you want to talk about pitching and defense winning championships. That was the case for Holy Trinity in their title run over the 7 games, they've only made 3 combined errors. 2 of them coming from their pitchers, which traditionally you would expect to not be the most athletically gifted. But when you've got two-way stars like Cook, Velasquez, then you're going to be okay. Velasquez had an error yesterday. Bunt is popped up. Cook picks it out of the air and holds on. Joe Panzarella tried to lay down the sack bunt. Couldn't get it done. And there is 2 gone in the first.
And Cook's got wheels. That was a really nice play from him. Although underrated because it's just a bunt that kind of flies to him, he was able to get off the mound really fast and in an agile way pick it up, saving another run.
So this brings up Brady Hill, who takes a fastball that catches the outside corner, 0-1. Hill came around to score in the 4-run first inning yesterday, finished 2 for 5 on the day with a couple of strikeouts and 2 singles going to right center field. Breaking ball jammed foul down the right field line and into the bleachers. And the count 0-2. One thing about this St. Francis team is that they put the ball in play. Cook from the high set. Here comes the 0-2. Little chopper right side, foul, wide of first. And we'll do it again.
And Hill, a really nice player for the St. Francis Red Raiders. You know, on JV, he was just one of the guys, but he's really turned into that guy on the varsity level. He's just been outstanding, batting over .315.
Another roller foul, wide of first. And you're right, and, you know, Brady Hill, they've got 6 hockey players as well on the team, and one of the cool things about Hill is that he's just consistently jumping levels. That's what his head coach said, and really earned himself a spot on the first team All-Catholic League after batting .316 this year. Breaking ball hit in the air, right center field, ranging over Quiros. He'll play it on a hop and cut it off. Heading into second base is Banks, and a 2-out single for Brady Hill. And now the Red Raiders have a couple of runners on for Luke Rybczynski.
Rybczynski struggled a little bit yesterday, but, I mean, defensively he was all over it. But he did go 0 for 5 in his time in the batting box. Really nice hit right there from Brady Hill to keep this momentum going for the Red Raiders as well.
Yeah, it was a good job with Hill staying with the curveball, too. Something that was working for Cook against Chaminade. Uncle Charlie was dropping off the table. As this brings up Luke Rybczynski. And the fastball downstairs, 1-0.
Cook's just got to stay composed here. Already letting up a hit is something that is a bit unusual for him in recent days.
From the high set, the check of the runners. And that misses high again. And the count 2-0. And like we mentioned, this is a good St. Francis team that puts the bat on the ball, also has a good eye, and will draw the walks. It was just a matter of getting the big hit last night, which innings 2 through 11 was not happening for the Red Raiders. In the first inning, they were all over P.J. Nedadich and Chase the Terriers ace. Nedadich, only going 3+ innings, gave up 5 runs on 7 hits, walked 3, and struck out 2.
Then you had Horowitz come in, who pitched a really nice one.
Yeah. Banks off of second, Hill off of first, the 3-0. Splits the corner, and count is 3-1.
Cook in a hitter's count. But he's got a lot of freedom with this pitch. He wants to keep Rybczynski on his heels.
Pair of looks at second, 3-1 pitch. Back-to-back strikes by Cook, and the count is full. Anthony Vendetti would be next. And good speed on the base paths for the Red Raiders. Treating this like a business trip, and if you're going based on quarters or any of that stuff, runners go, pitches inside, and the bases are loaded. I was going to say they've all earned their bonuses as Rybczynski draws the walk, second walk issued by Cook. Banks goes to third, Hill up to second, and Rybczynski on at first, and out comes Dan Luisi. Try and calm down Cook.
Cook throws fast, but, I mean, he's got to be able to locate the zone if he wants to keep Holy Trinity in this one. This was something that we really did not see yesterday, which was struggle from the Holy Trinity pitching staff, and that's not something that we expected heading into today even. But now Cook, he's kind of playing like the pitcher that was expected of him in a sense. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but Cook is not a natural pitcher. But when you put him on the mound, you can trust him to get things done.
Well, and one of the things, too, and that was really apparent for Holy Trinity, was that they won every single Sebastian Velasquez game. So you can play with house money knowing that as long as you don't lose 2 games, you're still in it. And so Cook, Chiz, have really pitched well. Good rip at a fastball. Vendetti fouls it right back to the screen, and Cook ahead 0-1.
Getting ahead in counts. That's what Cook is going to need right here because he needs to play with his pitches a little bit. He's not going to locate the zone on everyone, so as long as he's ahead, he'll be good.
Bases full of Red Raiders looking to draw first blood. The fastball darts inside. And the count 1-1.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Cook's got to be cautious, but just zone in on the catcher and play your game.
Hepner wants it away, and that's where it is, but just outside. And the count 2-1. Well, we mentioned the struggles yesterday for the Red Raiders, even though they won the game. Stranded 9 runners on base in extra innings, and another prime opportunity where the Red Raiders are looking for the big hit. Head in the count 2-1, the pitch. Caught on and missed, and Cook a strike away from getting out of it against Vendetti.
And like you just said, John, St. Francis have struggled with runners in scoring position, but we talked about how they have to execute heading into today. This is a perfect time to do it.
Deuce is wild. Here comes the 2-2. That's outside, and the count is full. That'll put the merry-go-round in motion. And a tough start on a Saturday afternoon for Tyler Cook. But if he throws up a 0, Holy Trinity will take it as a win. Runners go. Here's the 3-2. Line drive into right field. It's a base hit. Banks comes in to score. Right behind him is Hill. Here comes a throw to the plate. It's offline. A 2 RBI single for Anthony Vendetti. The Red Raiders strike first. 2-0 in the first.
And that's a really nice piece of hitting right there by Anthony Vendetti. Let's get another look at it. I mean, Vendetti right here is able to stay with the fastball, drives it into right field, and runners were going already, so it makes it easy to score. I mean, you can't get much better than that. We always talk about how the Red Raiders have to execute with runners in scoring position. They needed it in the first, and they got it.
Here's Jake Broad, who had 3 hits last night. And takes low for ball 1. Broad was at the plate when Joe Panzarella came in to score the game-winning run. And I'll tell you what, Botch, anytime you can get 3 hits out of your 7-hitter, you'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. They'll take it on Saturday as the 1-0 is swung on and missed. Count 1-1.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more out of Jake Broad. Not even a natural baseball player, but, I mean, he came up big when it mattered most. 3 for 4 with a walk. It's all you can ask for out of a guy.
Yeah, Broad, originally a hockey player, now behind in the count 1-2. Told the head coach, Paul Bartle, it's a small school up there, so he told him, hey, I'm not going to try out for baseball. And over the years, a few of the baseball and hockey guys got in his ear, said, hey, I'm a senior, let me try it. And it's worked out for the Red Raiders as a splash foul off to the left side. And Bartle said that the only knock that he has on Broad is that he wasn't in his ear earlier. But, of course, as a head coach and adult, you don't want to pressure these kids into playing sports they don't want to play. Here comes a 1-2. And a fastball carve foul off to the left side. We'll do it again.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have a guy like this for all 4 years. Instead, you get him for 1, but at least it's a quality one. And right now, he's coming out big in the biggest games of the season.
Yeah, and not just that, too. You have him in the year where you're in a position to win a state title. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. And it's lofted foul off to the left side again, and the pitch count really rising for Tyler Cook.
Yeah, now what you want to see out of Cook right here. Broad staying in this at-bat as he does. He's a scrappy guy. He's going to force pitchers to make pitches. And right now, that's not what you need out of Cook.
1-2 pitch. Spoiled again.
3 straight jam jobs from Jake Broad right there. He's dropping off as he swings because he's kind of trying to chase those inside pitches. It's where he favors the ball most. but he's just got to stay composed, keep it his pitch. It's only a 1-2 count.
Wind blowing out to right center. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So to check in at first as Vendetti slides back in safely.
This at bat is all but young, but this is where Broad is favored.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. First strikeout issued by Cook, but the Red Raiders strike first. The 2 RBI single by Anthony Vendetti. 1 inning in the books. The Red Raiders have a 2-0 lead on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
You paying attention?
Today's game is brought to you by Spring Linden Design. Their designers will show you how to transform your home or business into the one you love. Offering hourly consultations, they'll help make the renovation and decorating process stress-free. Spring Linden Design also specializes in window treatment, blinds, shades, drapes, and plantation shutters. With clients raving about individual needs and affordable rates, book a consultation today. You can visit them at springlinden.com, call or email, and be sure to follow on Instagram or Facebook to see their amazing work. Aiden Trimper sitting pretty as his team leads 2-0 in the top of the second inning. Here at Jack Kaiser Stadium, you're watching the New York State CHSAA Final, presented by Maspeth Federal Savings Bank. Holy Trinity threatened, but Nick Del Vecchio was cut down at the plate. And then with runners on first and second and 2 outs, Trimper got Sebastian Velasquez to strike out. Keep Holy Trinity off the board. The Red Raiders cashed in on the 2 RBI single by Anthony Vendetti. That's where we stand right now, as the Titans will send up Andrew Sinclair, Nico Kiros, and Sean Atkinson, 6, 7, 8, in the road half of the second inning. And a first pitch curveball stays inside for ball 1.
I must say, a really athletic play from Drew Sinclair to stay under that one there. But, I mean, Trimper, he's 6-1 this season, and he's already put in a position to succeed with his team scoring 2 in the first.
Two-sport athlete, already won a league title as a football player. Holy Trinity knocking off Moore Catholic in November, and then winning a league title in baseball, knocking off the Chaminade Flyers. Looking for one more piece of hardware. And ahead in the count, 2-0. Good off-speed pitch as Sinclair swings right through it. And the count is 2-1. Well, Baccio, one of the things about Holy Trinity is that they had the longest break of any of the teams in this 4-game semifinal and final. It was a 10-day respite where they tried to simulate as many games as possible and, quite frankly, did the best that they could. Holy Trinity and Dan Luisi inviting Sadir Vizioso, who used to pitch at Holy Trinity, now a left-handed freshman going into a sophomore season at Stony Brook. He had some side sessions, pitched live batting practice to the hitters to really simulate that game-type atmosphere, and he said it was a great experience for his team because, yes, they're still locked into this championship mindset, but also knowing that they all want to play Division I baseball as it's a scoop down the line foul. And so anytime I think that you can have one of your former players, especially Vizioso, who's got a good relationship with the program, come down and throw live BP, that can help.
Yeah, and Vizioso, I mean, a prime example of the goal in high school baseball. Go Division I, and as a lefty, he made it work at Stony Brook.
He was ranked the number 10 left-handed pitcher in New York State. Sinclair gets stung, and he'll trot over to first. Second hit by pitch by Trimper. And Holy Trinity has the leadoff man on. But, you know, Vizioso, a pitcher of the year in the conference as well, and good to see him get some work in himself. He's going down to Tennessee to play college ball, so had a stop at his old stomping grounds as This will bring up Nico Kudos.
Kudos, a really solid batter. 1 for 3 yesterday with an RBI. The senior center fielder is headed to Thomas Jefferson University to play ball.
Yeah, that RBI coming in the explosive 4-run inning for Holy Trinity. As now that's John Catanzaro going out there to talk to his pitcher and kind of calm him down.
Trimper found himself in a similar situation last inning, but now with no outs, you just kind of you have to power through this one. Luckily, no big hit coming in this inning, but, I mean, you've already had a few scares. Sinclair got a good piece of a pitch earlier, so now you just got to be cautious as this inning moves along, especially with the bottom of the lineup coming to fruition, and now you have the top of the lineup just looming around the corner. Also, a guy like Sean Atkinson, who had a big triple yesterday, really raised the momentum for Holy Trinity. I mean, this is a very well-rounded lineup that Holy Trinity plays.
Yeah, Sean Matty, too, even in the 9-hole scene as a double leadoff guy for the Titans.
And Kudos can be a guy that plays in a leadoff role as well.
100%. It'll be interesting to see how the Rams use him in the future. Ahead in the count 1-0, Sinclair with good speed off of first as Kudos takes high, a breaking ball that did not snap, and the count is 2-0.
Trimper, a control guy at its finest, just got to stick to his game and pitch through this one. Kudos, a leadoff guy, finds himself favoring the fastball, but Trimper has got to use his curve to his advantage.
And the fastball darts on the outside corner as Trimper gets the strike. It's 2-1.
Kudos got a lot of speed.
And now the count even at 2-2. Richard Katz calling that inside strike zone. As Trimper, we mentioned his size and his ability, and the screen doesn't do it justice. Here's a 2-2. Cut on and missed as Trimper comes back to strike out Kudos for out number 1. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Big Aiden, and there's one away for Sean Atkinson.
As I said, Atkinson had a huge triple yesterday, but this is a big boost for Aiden Trimper. He's got a really good slurve on him that he uses to his advantage right there to get the second K of his day.
Atkinson rolls one foul, the count 0-1, and that's a pitch that he's been working on as well and trying to get it to be more 12-6, but it's really more of an 11-5, a 10-4 curveball. If you're looking at a clock, here's the 0-1, and that drops down low. The count 1-1.
Yeah, Trimper works from a true overhand slot, so you're going to get a lot more of that up and down break rather than the slider type break.
Sinclair, short lead off of first. Here's the 1-1. That's in the dirt. Skips off the glove of Rybczynski, and Sinclair will take second on the wild pitch.
Yeah, and Rybczynski couldn't do much there. Just wasn't able to keep it in front, but he's just a great defensive catcher, and I know we're going to mention it a million times this game, but that tag he had on Daly last night was just a thing of beauty.
Game saving, season saving. Atkinson ahead in the count 2-1. A couple of checks at second by Trimper. Now comes home with it and gets him to swing and miss at another breaking ball, and the count's even at 2-2. Atkinson got the 4-out save in the championship against Chaminade in Game 3 at Hofstra. 2-2, rolled on the ground just wide of third, foul. Past the outstretched glove of Brady Hill, who was hugging the line. And we'll do it again.
Now Atkinson hit .304 in the regular season, .285 in the playoffs, and even in that Game 3 against Chaminade, he went 2 for 4 with an RBI. And yesterday, he just drove one into deep left center.
Well, he drives us into the center of the diamond where Milkowski tracks it down. And there's 2 outs for Sean Matty. So Matty with an opportunity to drive in a run. Sean yesterday for Holy Trinity went 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, single to center in the 5th inning. And the first pitch right back up the box and through for a base hit. St. Clair's going to be sent home. Banks comes up throwing. The throw is offline. It's an RBI single for Sean Matty. He takes second on the throw, and Holy Trinity responds. They cut the lead down to 2-1.
And that's exactly what Holy Trinity needs right here. Bring some momentum back to their side of this one, and Matty found his pitch right here and drove it right up the middle. You always go into every at-bat thinking line drive up the middle, and he does it right there, gets a little bit of a friendly bounce off the bump, and he scores Sinclair with ease.
That'll roll over the lineup and bring up Nick Delvecchio, who hit a booming double down the right field line. It was a ground rule double. And watches a fastball outside for ball 1. So Matty now representing the tying run. It's Holy Trinity, cutting the deficit down in half. .1-0 pitch. Slurve is outside. 2-0.
And Delvecchio, he's just been a stud for Holy Trinity this year. Already a double today. He always just finds a way to put the ball in play, and right now, if he can come up with another one, that'd be great.
That's squared down the right field line, but goes foul. That was a screamer that hit one of the trees in the parking lot on the right side.
Something about this Holy Trinity squad, they don't have a lot of left-handed hitting, so Delvecchio being that really helps out to differentiate this lineup, especially against a right-handed pitcher in Trimper.
Right, and that's exactly where you can have Matty and Delvecchio go back-to-back. Most teams only consist of right-handed pitchers. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Served in the air, shallow center. It's Bianco, makes the catch on the run. And the inning is over. But Holy Trinity strikes back. They score a run on a hit. No errors and leave one on base. 1.5 in the books. A 2-1 lead for the Red Raiders of St. Francis on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media @Varsity Media.
Here at Bo Jackson's Elite Sports Zone, we've developed BSF Pitcher Performance. It's a routine-oriented system that's going to help optimize and maximize one's ability. Guys go through a soft tissue myofascial release program, a mobility program, corrective movements, an entire med ball program that's going to break down the 2 components of a throwing delivery, an entire pre-throw activation guideline, and an entire periodization throwing program, and also a specific individualized weight room training program designed specifically for you. Join us here at BSF Pitcher Performance, Bo Jackson's Elite Sports.
Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Holy Trinity scratching a run across on Aiden Trimper, and now Tyler Cook back out to the mound. And tough day so far for Cook, only through his first inning, through 38 pitches in the home half of the first inning, something that he's going to want to keep down. For those of you watching at home, there is a pitch limit. It's 105 for the day, and of course a 25 pitch minimum. So that's just something to keep in mind. Of course, there is no tomorrow, so you can expend Cook and whatever pitchers out of the bullpen. Same case goes for Trimper. And, you know, one of the biggest causes of that is Jason Schultz, the DH, steps up to the plate to lead off the home half of the second and takes high for ball 1. Yesterday, Botch, was the heroics of Noah Waisera out of the bullpen for the Red Raiders. I mean, he threw 5 2/3 innings of shutout ball, only allowed 1 hit, walked 2, struck out 6. That was someone who was coming off of Tommy John surgery a year ago. Left it all out on the field and on the mound and came up on the long side and helped the Red Raiders set themselves up for this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Waisera, I mean, he was a guy that going into the game, if there was going to be a stretch of innings where he was going to pitch, it was going to be last night, he was well into the 80s on his pitch count.
And one of the things, too, was that Trimper was also warming up in the bullpen because you had never gone that far with Waisura. So Bartle didn't know exactly what he was going to get out of Noah. As a leadoff walk, Schultz takes outside.
And that is just not the way that you want to start this one.
Well, and now Richard Katz is speaking to Tyler Cook on the mound. And Luisi telling him, hey, don't talk to my pitcher, talk to me. We already saw the rabbit ears out of Katz barking towards the St. Francis dugout, and now Holy Trinity gets their 2 cents in as Lou Gaudio tries to settle everyone down on the mound. You know that emotions are high. Both of these teams very highly competitive. Did not travel all the way to St. John's to lose, and these umpires are doing the best that they can as well, and sometimes the emotions just ride high. So this will bring up Ben Milkowski. It's a little dribbler, left side. Charged by Velasquez, skips off the glove. It's an infield single as the first 2 men reach base for the Red Raiders.
Velasquez tried to make that one look a little too cool. Charges it correctly, just couldn't get under the ball there. Thought a bit too much about the throw rather than just fielding it itself.
And Milkowski with good speed. But, yeah, just a tough play for Velasquez. And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Kyle Banks, who walked and came around to score last inning in the first. Red Raiders threatening again, and Holy Trinity expecting the bunt with the corners pinching in. Not bunting, Sky down the left field line. Atkinson giving chase. It's Delvecchio, too, and Delvecchio makes the catch for out number 1.
He went behind the back right there. Overcharged it a little bit. It seems like Atkinson had the better view. Delvecchio just reached back like 1-3. And that's just an incredible play from Delvecchio to keep the runners where they are.
And you're right. I'm not sure how much the wind had to factor that in. If you look in right center field at the American flag, it's blowing out to right, and you'd have to imagine that swirling wind had something to do with it. Here's Nick Bianco. Pitch goes to the backstop under the glove of Hepner, and everybody moves up 90 feet. Schultz to third, Milkowski up to second. And now a prime scoring opportunity for the Red Raiders, who just continue to push the envelope. And that'll bring in the infield for Holy Trinity. Bianco 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to center field, his first time up. And Cook, first 2 pitches out of the zone, it's 2-0.
And Bianco last night, 1 for 4 on the day with 2 walks and an 11-inning thriller that really was grueling last night for the Red Raiders as they come into play today.
2-0 coming. Chopped right to the shortstop, Delvecchio checks the runner, then fires to first for out number 2.
And that is just a beautiful play by Delvecchio right there. Can't get much better than that. You check the 2 runners to make sure neither of them are going, and then calmly settle down, make your throw to first. Just really good defense right there by the Titans.
That's a professional job there by Delvecchio as this brings up Joe Panzarella. Popped out to Cook, trying to lay down a sac bunt in his first at-bat. And the pitch is in the dirt, stopped by Hepner. No advancement, count 1-0.
And now in a 1-0 count here with 2 outs, Tyler Cook has to just keep it in the zone.
High set, the 1-0. And hits the inside corner. Count even at a ball and a strike. Very important for Cook to throw up a goose egg, especially with a Red Raider team that can string along 4 or 5 straight hits. Here's the 1-1. And that's just a tad outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Panzarella 2 for 5 yesterday with a double, but 0 for 1 today.
And remember, he's the one that had the throw to nab Brian Daly at the plate. Also scored the game-winning run. Here's a 2-1. That's just below the knees, and the count is 3-1. And how can you not be romantic about baseball, Botch? Just looking at when Holy Trinity won their league title against Chaminade, it was Tyler Cook who got the last out. Sebastian Velasquez had the game-winning single yesterday. And then, of course, for Panzarella scoring the game-winning run. That's up and in. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Fourth walk issued by Cook. And now that'll bring out the pitching coach for Holy Trinity and Nick McTeague. Try and settle down Cook, looking for one more out.
And you want to push the envelope here. You got to put Cook back in for a third inning, just to not only boost his confidence, but you don't want to run through your whole pitching rotation here, especially in a game where your two other available pitchers are playing in the field. So it obviously...
So what's happening now, I'm sorry to cut you off, Sean Atkinson from left field is coming in. He'll probably start warming up, and then they'll send out, trying to get an eye on who that is out there. That's Joshua Chen Song. So he'll be the left fielder now, and you're right. You want Cook to go as far as he can, but having said that, he might not get that opportunity, especially if this turns into a 4 or 5-1 game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, as I was saying, you want to push the envelope as much as possible here, but you also got to remember you got to win a baseball game, and already down 2-1 with the bases loaded. It's not looking too pretty, and you just got to hope that Cook can finish this one strong and give you a few extra outs, if at all possible.
And Sean Atkinson goes to the bullpen in right field. And this will bring up Brady Hill, bases full of Red Raiders. A 2-1 lead for St. Francis. They're threatening again in the bottom of the second. First pitch from Cook is high, 1-0. Hill a single to right field his first time up. The number 4 hitter with the table already set, looking to clean it up for St. Francis and turn this into a laugher. 1-0. Like down the middle for a strike, 1-1.
And this is a situation that the Red Raiders are very, very familiar with. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Last time they were able to put it together, but yesterday it got a little iffy.
So 1-1. That's outside, and Cook is either all or nothing right now, either getting a strike that's right over the plate or missing wide. Looking, trying to just get one more out in the second. 2-1. Lofted foul down the right field line, and the count is 2-2.
Hill doing his job here, staying in the at-bat, making Cook work for it. Now forcing a 2-2 count.
Schultz the runner at third, Milkowski off of second, Panzarella the runner at first. 2-1 lead for the Red Raiders, 2-2 pitch. Cut right back to the screen, and we'll do it again.
And doing it again is all that Holy Trinity does not need right now.
Pitch count really rising for Cook. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's high and away. And that'll set the bases in motion again.
And something that was always going to be looked at as a little bit of an issue for Holy Trinity was pitching. You've got an ace, but what happens after that?
Runners go, 3-2 pitch. On the inside corner, got him looking at a fastball, and Cook gets out of it. Big-time strikeout for Tyler Cook. He's got 2 punch-outs through 2 innings. And keeps it a 2-1 game going to the third on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Show up at the games, make sure we're present, work with great players and great families. That's the most important piece of this whole operation. And then, be good evaluators, tell families the truth, and then find them a fit at the college level and make sure that we're always open and available for communication. And at the end of the day, we want to simplify and maximize the recruiting process for each of our players.
Back here at Jack Kaiser Stadium, a 2-1 lead for the Red Raiders in the New York State CHSAA baseball final. And with that said, John Baccio, it's time for Name That Alum, presented by College Sports Advisors, CSA. All right, so here we go. Here are the clues. Attended St. Francis Prep High School. Born in Brooklyn in 1913. His name is featured on the most sought trophy in his sport. So I want you to ruminate, think about it. For those of you at home, too, you can send your submissions or your guesses to our social media channels. Take a few guesses, and we'll reveal it in the bottom of the inning.
And, John, I'm 2 for 2 on these. I got a bit of an inkling this time as well. But we're just going to have to wait for the bottom half.
Tyler Cook leads it off in the road half of the third inning. Cook 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out to short in the first inning against Aiden Trimper. Gave up a run last inning against Holy Trinity. And is starting the third inning, pitching out of the stretch. And fires low. The count is 1-1.
And Cook, directly after getting out of a huge jam.
Late on the fastball, and it's 1-2. The wind's still blowing out as Tyler Cook starting to get deep into his pitch count and trying to help his own cause. Here's the 1-2. Chopped on the ground to the third base side. Charged by Milkowski. Throws across his body. Not in time. Tyler Cook legs out a leadoff single for Trinity. It's now 3 straight innings to start off the ball game in which Holy Trinity has the leadoff man on, Botch.
And that one will feel good. Cook gets a strikeout to end last inning. And now this inning runs this one out on a dribbler to short. Just puts the head down and keeps on going. A really nice stretch right there from the first baseman of St. Francis, that being Venditti. But now Holy Trinity's got a man on.
For Kyle Kozlowski, who takes a fastball in for a strike, 0-1. And Cook is an athlete. He's not a typical stocky catcher that has trouble getting down the line. Of course, is the primary catcher for Holy Trinity, but also moonlights in the outfield and, of course, on the mound. As Kozlowski punches it down the right field line. That's Panzarella trying to line it up in foul territory. Makes the catch, crashes into the wall, and throws it in swiftly for out number 1. What a play by Panzarella. There's not a lot of real estate down the right field line, and he was cool, calm, and collected, Botch.
Yeah, Panzarella, a really good defensive player. He's a true utility guy at heart, and right here, he can catch, and he puts it together out in right. He's a really complete hitter, but he's the true package.
Runner goes, the pitch is inside, it hits Hepner. What a break for Holy Trinity as Cook was off on the pitch, got a good jump, and Hepner will join him on the base paths as that brings up Sebastian Velasquez.
Hepner 2 straight at bats, got hit in 2 straight ones, so make it 3 actually.
3 hit by pitches by Trimper. As Hepner, the catcher, will come off for a courtesy runner. Now, it was Josh Chen Sang, but he's playing left field because Atkinson is warming up in the bullpen, so will probably be Jordan Ocampo. Or it could be somebody else. It is. It's Nick Maggio. So Maggio will come on and be the courtesy runner. And now it's yesterday's hero, Sebastian Velasquez. With the tying run off of second base, it's Tyler Cook.
Maggio, the junior, got a lot of speed and in a good position for Holy Trinity right here. That's exactly what you need.
Dan Luisi speaking to third base umpire Lou Tabby, asking for a clarification. Because Sang was the courtesy runner, he wanted to know if he could use him again, but now that he's in the game, it's a matter of, well, can he still run? The answer should be no, because now you're utilizing him as a, quote, ordinary player or a regular player in the lineup. So that's why he has to go to Nick Maggio.
Still some confusion over down that third baseline. With 1 out here, men on first and second as the resolution comes. Velasquez comes in a big spot.
And Velasquez struck out in his first at-bat. Has a couple of ducks on the pond, and the first pitch to Sevi is in for a strike, 0-1. Velasquez, a URI commit. Will be going to the A-10 next year. Someone who came to Holy Trinity as a two-way player and a natural catcher has found his stride on the mound. The 0-1. That's low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Cook in scoring position, a familiar sight for Velasquez as well.
Check of the runner at second, not once but twice. And a slide step and a swing and a miss. Pulled a string on the off-speed pitch. And Trimper ahead, 1-2.
Velasquez in the regular season had 10 RBIs. In the playoffs total for the Catholic League, he had 2. And obviously he had the biggest RBI of all yesterday to put Holy Trinity in a position to be in this game.
As Holy Trinity trying to cash in, they've already left 3 runners on base through the first 2 innings, and now another couple on the base paths. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, got him to chase at the breaking ball, strike 3. Third strikeout for Trimper, and there's 2 gone for Andrew Sinclair.
It's Trimper's third and Velasquez's second of today. Let's take another look. Velasquez gets caught on that curve on the outside black.
Good job by Raczynski again, keeping it in front of him. So here's Sinclair, was hit by a pitch and came around to score the only Holy Trinity run. And another curveball drops off the table. It's 0-1. Cook with good speed off of second. Hepner leads off of first, or Hepner's spot, excuse me. That's Nick Maggio. Sinclair looking to keep the line moving. 0-1. Driven to left, coming on Broad, dives and makes the catch. Jake Broad robbing Andrew Sinclair of an RBI, as that gets Aiden Trimper through the road half of the third inning. 2.5 in the books from Jack Kaiser Stadium. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Paying attention.
Show up at the games, make sure we're present, work with great players and great families. That's the most important piece of this whole operation. And then, be good evaluators, tell families the truth, and then find them a fit at the college level and make sure that we're always open and available for communication. And at the end of the day, we want to simplify and maximize the recruiting process for each of our players.
Back here at Jack Kaiser Stadium, it's the bottom of the third inning, and it's time for Name That Alum. Let's reveal the answer. Here are the clues. Attended St. Francis Prep High School, born in Brooklyn. So this is when St. Francis Prep was in Brooklyn before it moved over to Queens, and his name is featured on the most sought trophy in his sport. Last night's answer was Brian Dable. Today's answer is... Bot, you got a guess?
Vince Lombardi is my guess.
There you go. And I'll tell you what, if we see Vince Lombardi here today, I'm leaving.
Just a little bit difficult for that to happen. My inkling was that the name was featured on the most sought trophy. I gave a thought to Larry O'Brien for the NBA championship, but he is from Springfield, Massachusetts, so there was only one option left, really.
And that brought to you by CSA, a full-time baseball advisory service helping pave the way for 80-plus college commitments since May 2020. Their service is all-encompassing, most importantly, devising a strategy that's so unique for each player to achieve success and ultimately find the fit for their future at the college level.
All I'm saying, I'm 3 for 3.
Yeah. It helps when you pay attention in the pre-production meetings, too. Here's Luke Raczynski. He leads it off in the home half of the third inning against Tyler Cook. Sean Atkinson is back out in left field, so his arm is ready. As you'd have to imagine, we're on out-by-out territory for Mr. Cook, who misfires outside, and Rydczynski ahead in the count 3-1. Drew a walk, was stranded at third in the first inning.
Yeah, Cook has just been riding the struggle bus today, but he's got to find a way to get himself back in it.
Comes the 3-1. Little fastball by him, and the count is full, and I think Hepner threw that off the bat of Rydczynski.
And you got to remember that Cook, heading into his game against Chaminade in Game 3, again, his expectation was 3 innings. If he could push 4, that'd be incredible. Well, now he's made it to the third. Let's just see if he can push the agenda.
Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. He struck him out. Third K for Cook as he retires the leadoff man in Rydczynski.
And that's exactly what you need. Cook getting 2 straight strikeouts, and this one, just a fastball on that outside corner. Just a dot that Rydczynski chases. He likes the high heat, but just gets under it there. And now Cook puts himself in a good position to succeed.
Yep, against Anthony Vendetti, a 2 RBI single in the first inning. The only 2 runs for the Red Raiders in the final today. And Cook misses outside, 1-0.
Vendetti was big yesterday in the win, 1 for 4 with 2 walks.
1-0 is high, 2-0. Well, and you know what, too? Vendetti is someone who is really the ultimate utility guy. So because of his bat, he's been able to shore up that first base spot. But he had 344 in the regular season and now wears one on the inside rib cage, flips the bat, and will head to first. He's the 1-out base runner, second time that he's reached base today.
Yeah, and speaking about his utility is the fact that no matter what, he was going to have a spot in the lineup. He's a great bat, hit 344 in the regular season with 14 RBIs and 8 extra base hits. It's just a matter of where you fit him in defensively. He's felt comfortable at first, so you stick him at first and you live with it.
And of course, Vendetti, a natural shortstop that was given some starts in the outfield. Now, one of the differences between Holy Trinity and the Red Raiders is that St. Francis every year has a beginning of the season trip down to Tampa where they scrimmage and play teams against teams from other states. As Cook misses again, and the count is 1-0 to Jake Broad, who struck out his first time up. So because of that, the Red Raiders have played 28 games before yesterday, so now 29 games, whereas teams from down here only play maybe 25. One hop to Velasquez, goes to second for one. Matty holds on to it as Velasquez gets the lead runner, and Broad reaches base safely. Nice play by Velasquez.
A good play by Velasquez, but the only thing is that he did take 1 extra glove pat. Obviously, it's to get himself in rhythm, but when you're in the corner in a double play situation, that little hesitation may have been the difference between 1 out and 2.
Broad's got some good speed, too, and I know Matty's got a good arm, but either way, it would have been tough to double up Broad, as this brings up Jason Schultz, walked and was stranded at third in the second inning.
Just a matter of executing, and right now that's what Holy Trinity has done this inning, and Tyler Cook has looked great.
First pitch, line drive caught by Matty, and the inning is over. So Tyler Cook works around the hit by pitch to throw up another goose egg against the Red Raiders. 3 innings in the books. 2-1 St. Francis on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring of leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net.
Top of the fourth inning, Aiden Trimper keeps on skipping as his team leads at 2-1. As Trimper will face the lower third of the order, Nico Quiros, Sean Atkinson, and Sean Matty. 7, 8, 9 for the Holy Trinity Titans, looking for their first ever state championship. And I caught up with their athletic director, Chris Hardart, before the game. And Chris was a huge advocate. Of course, he's the baseball chairman for putting together this tournament. And he's done a fantastic job this weekend with the two city schools and now, of course, Holy Trinity. And you get the, as everyone down here calls it, the Buffalo winner. And the Buffalo winner, of course, being St. Francis. And for so many years, there was a lot of apprehension amongst all parties. And Hardart used the success of what's happened in the basketball, in football, and said, hey, look at the success that we're having. I think it's great competition. Let's try it. Well, they did so last year. St. Joe's came down, lost to Chaminade in a very close game, and now the Red Raiders with a 2-1 lead, 4 innings away from winning a state title as well. And while it's only the second year, Botch, it's here to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, this is not only a great move for the Catholic League in itself, it's a great move for the state of New York. And in a sense, all these Catholic schools should be able to play each other from all around. And St. Joe's got the opportunity to come down last year. Now it's St. Francis, and even St. Francis Prep got in the mix. And all of these schools coming together to play a huge New York State championship is just great for the game.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out to Nico Quiros. And a swing and a miss, he got him. 4 strikeouts for Trimper, and there's 1 away to begin the fourth, as that brings up Sean Atkinson.
Quiros' second time striking out today. You know, he's not a guy who will get on base every at-bat. He's more in the lineup for his defense, but right there he takes a huge hack at a really nice pitch from Trimper.
Atkinson popped out to the shortstop Milkowski his first time up. And gets a good rip at an inside fastball and fouls it off, 0-1. Well, the one interesting thing, too, and as we mentioned last night, is that there are 8 Catholic leagues throughout the state, but only 4 of them have enough teams in each league to have their own league. Whereas you go to Rochester, for example, McQuaid has to play Victor and other schools like that. Same thing in Albany, Binghamton. So you can't have one true Catholic state champion based on that because the schools in Rochester and Binghamton, there's a long distance of travel between the two. As the 0-2 is popped foul off to the right side. So this is the best that they could do for now, but I can imagine that when the meetings of the minds get together, I'm sure there might be some solution going forward.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe in the Catholic State Championship, you might see a little public school team in there.
The 0-2, that's upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the state finals now are being played up in Binghamton, where the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the New York Mets AA affiliate team is, and I think it's Metrabo State. I don't know. They change the name every so often. Chop towards the left side. Brady Hill's up with it. Slings it across the diamond. Good job by Vendetti to hold the bag. And 2 gone in the fourth. I think it would be really cool, for instance, if you were to find some middle ground, maybe you play it in Rockland at Clover Stadium where the Rockland Boulders play, or the New York Boulders now, excuse me. Try and find some middle ground. Just because it's a long ride for the team coming out of Buffalo. But having said that, though, on the other side of the coin, Long Island and New York City will probably say, hey, just keep it down here. That's way too far up for us, for all of us to go up to Buffalo.
Both that and I feel that no matter what, when you put a game down here, City, Queens, Long Island, this kind of area, you're probably going to generate more fans in a sense because it's much more difficult for upstate people to make that trip every time.
We had a fantastic crowd last night in Game 2. It was a lot of fun, and, you know, Jack Kaiser Stadium seats 3,000 people, and we probably got close to about 700 fans last night. Of course, they all scattered when the rain came in, but they all traveled back after the rain delay.
But primarily, to my point, a lot of those fans were St. Francis Prep, and obviously it makes sense because they're 2 miles down the road. But still, it is difficult for those upstate teams to make the trip.
That pitch misses outside, and the count is 3-1. Sean Matty had an RBI single in the second. Good hitters count, check swing, and it hits the inside corner. And the count is full.
Matty, an RBI single his first time up, and he's been big at the bottom of the lineup. The old Westbury commit.
Payoff pitch. Popped up, first base side of the diamond. Bianco on the outfield grass makes the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Aiden Trimper as he sits down Holy Trinity in order in the fourth. We're halfway home on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I would do it my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice.
Today's game is brought to you by Spring Linden Design. Their designers will show you how to transform your home or business into the one you love. Offering hourly consultations, they'll help make the renovation and decorating process stress-free. Spring Linden Design also specializes in window treatment, blinds, shades, drapes, and plantation shutters. With clients raving about individual needs and affordable rates, book a consultation today. You can visit them at springlinden.com, call or email, and be sure to follow on Instagram or Facebook to see their amazing work.
Tyler Cook back out on the mound. He's thrown up a couple of zeros and goes to the home half of the fourth inning. A 2-1 lead for the Red Raiders as it'll be Ben Milkowski, Kyle Banks, and Nick Bianco against Mr. Cook. And John Baccio, Cook has really found himself in a groove over the last inning and a half.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you need right now out of Tyler Cook as the first pitch goes high. But, I mean, you stretched him out for 3. He lets up 2. Now you just got to hope that in this fourth inning he does what he did last time around, which was just straight dominance.
And now the count 2-0 to Milkowski. He's done a good job in the field. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Had an infield single his last time up. On that slow roller to Velasquez. 2-0. That's low. And the count 3-0.
3-0 pitch for Cook.
And that's in there for a strike, 3-1.
Milkowski just going to look to put this one in play no matter what. As here's the pitch from Cook.
And there's
swung on and missed.
Yeah. So now it's 3-2 to Milkowski. 9-1-2 due up in the order in the bottom of the fourth inning. Tyler Cook trying to keep Holy Trinity in this contest, and there's a wave and a miss. Fourth strikeout for Cook, and that'll roll over the lineup. Got him to chase the outside gas.
Rolls over the lineup, but Cook is rolling himself. Fastball dotted on the outside edge. And I mean, Cook, these last 2 innings, he's really been feeling himself.
He feels himself on that as he paints the outside corner black, 0-1. To Kyle Banks, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and came around to score. Lines it to short, picked out of the air by Del Vecchio, 2 away.
Quick innings, low pitch count. That's exactly what Cook needs to keep this game going. Shaky in the first, doesn't matter. Even shaky a little bit in the second, but now Cook's really starting to find his footing in this game.
He's retired 4 in a row after the hit batsman to Vendetti.
Now Bianco 0 for 2. Cook's going to look to punish him on this one.
Good hitters count to Bianco is now ahead 2-0. And you mentioned that 0 for 2, a fly out to center and a ground out to short. As Bianco, only a junior, hit .295 in the regular season. 2-0 pitch, chopped right back up the middle. Delvecchio, gloves, fires in time as Bianco slipped coming out of the box, and an easy play for Delvecchio as Tyler Cook sets St. Francis down in order. 4 innings complete, 2-1 Red Raiders on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your events or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Aiden Trimper back out on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Trimper has really settled down since the 2nd inning. Through 4 innings of work, he's allowed a run on 4 hits and has struck out 4 Titans as he'll deal to the top of the order. Nick Delvecchio, Tyler Cook, and Kyle Kozlowski. And John, it really seems that when Trimper has a feel for that slurve, he's been unhittable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Trimper is firing on all cylinders right now, and we've said it enough already, but pitching wins championships. And right now, Trimper has really been leading this St. Francis squad to a really nice game.
Delvecchio lays down a beauty, left side of the mound. Trimper bare hands, fires offline. And the Titans have the leadoff man on. Delvecchio picks up his 2nd hit of the day. And that'll bring up Tyler Cook.
Yeah, that was just a thing of beauty right there. Holy Trinity can play small ball when they want. And right here, Delvecchio's got the speed and agility to do it. He lays down a really nice bunt to get this thing started for the Titans.
Timeout called on the field as the Red Raiders scurry some players out to the bullpen. As here comes Tyler Cook, 1 for 2 on the day. And they get Delvecchio in a rundown. He went on first, moving, throw down to second in time. Vendetti to Milkowski and the erase Delvecchio. And a king-size first out for St. Francis.
And Trimper really just keeping his cool. Throws it over to first calmly, and I mean, Delvecchio gets caught right there. Trimper to Vendetti over to second. And an easy out for the Red Raiders as they get their get back.
Cooks chops this foul towards his dugout. The count 0-1. Second time that Delvecchio's been erased on the base path. Remember in the 1st inning, he was thrown out at home on a ground ball to Brady Hill at 3rd base, and now going on first movement. Gets picked off. As Cook drives this into the gap in left center field, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Tyler Cook is on his horse, thinking extra bases, makes the turn at second. He's headed to 3rd. Milkowski, the cutoff throw, not in time. Tyler Cook with his 2nd hit of the day. It's a triple, and Holy Trinity with the tying run 90 feet away.
And that's just such a nice piece of hitting right there by Tyler Cook. He finds himself with a high fastball, and it doesn't get much better than that. He drives it into left center, rolls it all the way to the gap, and you know he's got some wheels. He goes for 3 and gets it.
So now it's up to Kyle Kozlowski. He's the one that hit the ground ball to Hill in the 1st inning. That Hill threw to Rybczynski. to nab Delvecchio. As the corners pinch in, middle infielders playing midway, and the first pitch to Kozlowski is swung on and missed at a breaking ball, 0-1.
Kozlowski, a clutch player, and now it's a clutch time moment. Pretty much anything could score Cook right here. But you got to remember, St. Francis have seen this situation before, and they got Delvecchio at home.
Here comes the 0-1. That's outside, and it's 1-1. Kozlowski hitless in 2 at-bats. He flew out to right his last time up in foul territory where Joe Panzarella made a nice catch before slamming into the wall. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Inside, 2-1.
Kozlowski, a tall hitter, and Shrimper, an even taller pitcher. Kozlowski stands at 6'4". Shrimper at a strong 6'3" as well, so not quite taller, but definitely a matchup of height here.
Here's a 2-1. That's outside. It's 3-1 to Kozlowski, who's hitting .261 in the playoffs. Only driven in a run. Drove in 18 runs in the regular season. Looking to knot this game up at 2. Good hitters count. Here comes the 3-1. Swing and a miss. And Tripper comes back to run the count full.
And Tremper's been pitching oh so well. In this inning, he's got a little bit of a scare.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Rolled foul on the third base side.
Tremper's got to face adversity here and just simply deal with it, especially with such a good batter up in Kozlowski.
Holy Trinity, this entire postseason run has come up with the clutch hits when need be. Do they have another one? Skied foul down the right field line, and we'll wait another pitch. That clangs off the bleachers down the right field line.
And that's really all Kozlowski's got to do here, put some fear into the Red Raiders, but just putting it in play, if he's a tad bit earlier on that, it's scoring a run.
Comes a 3-2 again. Fastball swung on and missed. 5 strikeouts for Trimper, and there's 2 gone in the 5th.
And he's just having himself a day. Kozlowski gets the heater he wants, but it's low, can't get it in the wheelhouse.
Here's Hepner, was hit by a pitch in both plate appearances against Trimper. And the curveball drops in for a strike, 0-1.
And you could see that horizontal action right there on that curve. It's really just something that throws off hitters.
Here comes the 0-1. Skied in the air out to center field, ranging back his bank, still going back. He's still going back, tracked the wall, and 1 hops off the wall, and Holy Trinity's going to tie it. An RBI double for Andrew Hepner as Tyler Cook comes in to score, and we've got a brand new ball game. It's 2-2.
Oh, so sweet from Andrew Hepner. The replacement catcher scores the normal catcher, and Andrew Hepner is just having a day. A really good piece of hitting right there, right off the barrel into dead center field, and that one's going back down for a double.
So this brings up Sebastian Velasquez 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts in both at-bats against Aiden Trimper. Go-ahead run Hepner stands at second base. Does Velasquez have another clutch RBI in him? He rolls it foul towards the netting. 0-1.
Velasquez, 2 Ks today. He's just got to stay cautious in the batter's box. He's been chasing a lot. With 2 outs here, you just got to know your game and play it.
Pickoff throw to second is wide. Good job by Biancos to keep it from going into center field. This inning started by an infield single by Nick Delvecchio, who was thrown out trying to steal second. Andrew Hepner hitting it to the deepest part of the ballpark. His RBI double, knotting it up at 2. And Velasquez behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. It's the pitch. Hit on the ground to second. Bianco bobbles. Still collects it and has enough time to throw out Velasquez. Side retired. But Holy Trinity gets the equalizer. Andrew Hepner's deep fly ball to center field chases home Tyler Cook. And we're tied at 2 going to the bottom of the 5th inning on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Paying attention.
Tyler Cook back out on the mound as we're tied at 2. And Cook, a big reason why this ball game is tied. Let's take a look at the last half inning. As Tyler Cook at the plate, hitting one to the gap and then getting on his horse. High rising curveball that Cook was able to leg out for our speedy play of the day. Sponsored by Speed Island as Cook on his horse and led off the inning with a triple. Are you looking to add more speed to your game? Come train with the best athletes on Long Island, located in Garden City. Contact Onyx Salva today for a consultation. As Cook will deal to Joe Panzarella in a brand new ball game. We're tied at 2, bottom half of the 5th inning. He's John Baccio, I'm John Perez, and this has been a fun one today. And a fun 2 days of baseball here at Jack Kaiser Stadium. As Tyler Cook fires 3 out of the zone. And the count is 3-0.
Cook, these last 2 innings, has been flat-out dominant. And right here, a questionable start, going down 3-0 already, but truly Cook's been putting it together since his first 2 struggle innings.
4 innings so far, has given up 2 runs on 3 hits. He struck out 4 batters. St. Francis has left 6 runners on base. 3-1, cut on and missed. And Cook comes back with back-to-back strikes.
And Panzarella 0 for 1 today with a walk.
Payoff pitch on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Got him looking at a fastball. 5th strikeout for Cook, and there's 1 away in the home half of the 5th.
And it doesn't get better than that. Tyler Cook is heating up, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is again. The off-speed dots that inside corner. And we're cooking in the kitchen.
I'll say. There's Brady Hill, 1 for 2 on the day with a single and came around to score in the first. He struck out in his last at-bat against Cook, who's now retired 6 in a row. And pumps a curveball upstairs, 2-0. We don't have the pitch count in the press box. We'll ask for it after the inning, but you have to imagine that Cook is starting to rear the end of the line. Had 38 pitches in the first inning. And he's ready to go, and time called at the plate.
And the thing with Cook, he's getting quick outs. He went 1-2-3 in the inning prior, only faced 4 batters in the inning before that. But his pitch count is getting high as he goes way high on that pitch, because he's getting strikeouts, but they're not in 3 or 4 pitches. He's reaching more of that 6-7 range on each at-bat.
And it doesn't help when you're behind in the count 2-1 or 3-0. Here's a 3-1. Smoked in the air out to right field. Chiz lines it up and makes the catch. 2 gone in the 5th.
Now you face Rybczynski, who isn't having the best hitting day, but he's been playing well defensively, as he always has. He catches every single game for this Red Raider squad, and he's just been an integral part of this potential state championship run.
Walking a strikeout and 2 times at the plate against Cook. And takes a fastball inside, 1-0.
Rybczynski, a very disciplined player.
That guy's outside, 2-0.
And since he is so disciplined, it makes it difficult for Cook to catch his rhythm.
Little nubber to the shortstop, Del Vecchio. Fires to first in time. Tyler Cook has sat down 8 in a row. We've got 5 innings in the books. We're tied at 2 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media @Varsity Media.
Here at Bo Jackson's Elite Sports Zone, we've developed BSF Pitcher Performance. It's a routine-oriented system that's going to help optimize and maximize one's ability. Guys go through a soft tissue myofascial release program, a mobility program, corrective movements, an entire med ball program that's going to break down the 2 components of a throwing delivery, an entire pre-throw activation guideline, and an entire periodization throwing program, and also a specific individualized weight room training program designed specifically for you. Join us here at BSF Pitcher Performance, Bo Jackson's Elite Sports.
Today's game is brought to you by Spring Linden Design. Their designers will show you how to transform your home or business into the one you love. Offering hourly consultations, they'll help make the renovation and decorating process stress-free. Spring Linden Design also specializes in window treatment, blinds, shades, drapes, and plantation shutters. With clients raving about individual needs and affordable rates, book a consultation today. You can visit them at springlinden.com, call or email, and be sure to follow on Instagram or Facebook to see their amazing work. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Aiden Trimper back out on the mound. Already 84 pitches exhausted, as he will try and keep that pitch count down and get as many outs as he can, as he'll deal to 6, 7, 8 in the Holy Trinity lineup, tied at 2. It's Andrew Sinclair, Nico Quiros, and Sean Atkinson. As Holy Trinity finally able to push that equalizing run across on the RBI double by Andrew Hepner. And Botch, we've got a brand new ball game.
Oh, that we do. Cook is playing his game now. But Trimper, he's been going strong all day. Let up 1 last inning, but I mean, yesterday definitely wasn't a nice pitcher's day. He warmed up in the pen just in case Waysura couldn't go the distance as he did. But now he comes out ready to play. 84 pitches deep, only 2 runs led up. And a calm, cool, collected strikeout count of 5.
And interesting, because we were speaking to Bartle before the game, and so it was really uncharacteristic to see the performance out of Noah Albano. Still went 5 1/3, but usually a lockdown pitcher, but the Terriers were able to finally get around to him as Sinclair attacks the first pitch, chops it to third. Nice backhanded play by Brady Hill as Sinclair is thrown out for the first out of the 6th inning.
Now that brings up Quitos again. Quitos has struck out twice today in his 2 at-bats. Now coming up here in the 6th. Still trying to keep his pitch count low as Trimper, but Quitos has got to make him work for this one.
Pulls back the bunt and takes outside, 1-0. Well, we mentioned the quality at-bats that these teams have. Quitos second on the team with 51 quality at-bats before yesterday, which means that he sees at least 6 pitches per at-bat. And, of course, that, if he could get the 6 pitches, will put Trimper at about 92, 93 pitches. Comes a 2-0. That darts on the inner edge. As Trimper gets a strike, it's 2-1. Interesting. You're keeping pitch count, but you're writing out the pitches instead of tallying.
I just find it easier to keep track of.
No, hey, each his own. Swing and a miss, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Trimper, this pitch will crack him 90.
Of course, the pitch count, 105. And if there is no tomorrow, this is the final game of the 2023 season. On the ground to second, Bianco shuffles the feet, flips to first, and 2 gone in the 6th.
Now you just got to get the hope that Trimper, has a short at bat right here, and then he's able to push it to 105 next inning.
And that brings up Atkinson, who's 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out and a ground out. Holy Trinity, a run in the second and a run in the fifth. St. Francis scoring both of their runs in the home half of the first inning.
And Atkinson likes to stay in counts, so it's definitely not Trimper's most favorable matchup right here, as now he's on pitch 92.
And that's carved over to the shortstop, Milkowski, who makes the nice jumping catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Aiden Trimper. As we go to the bottom of the sixth inning, Tyler Cook's only got 98 pitches. We'll see how far he goes in the home half of the sixth on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Maspeth Federal Savings is here through it all. The ins and outs, the ups and downs. Through the winters, the summers, and even the spring leaks. Know that Maspeth has your back. From luxury sheets to balance sheets to dancing under the stars, your mission is our mission. And when our community calls, we proudly step forward. So whether you need it now or planning for tomorrow, through all the twists and all the turns, you can always find us right here in your neighborhood.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I would do it my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice.
Back here in the bottom of the sixth inning, Holy Trinity has a new pitcher. It's Sean Atkinson. After Tyler Cook started this one off, went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, walked 3, and struck out 5, delivering 98 pitches. And now it's Atkinson coming on for the duration of this game. We're tied at 2, and remember, Atkinson had the 4-out save in Game 3 against Chaminade in the league final. That's the last time that he's pitched, so he's got a fresh arm, and with the way that St. Francis played last night and the length that game went, this could be a while here with Atkinson on the mound as he'll deal to 6, 7, 8 in the Red Raiders order. It's Anthony Vendetti, Jake Broad, and Jason Schultz.
Atkinson a 2.52 ERA, and he's been a really solid pitcher for Holy Trinity as he looks to potentially close this one out on the Red Raiders.
Vendetti 1 for 1 on the day, had that 2 RBI single in the first inning, was hit by a pitch and thrown out on the fielder's choice in the third inning. Tyler Cook retired the last 8 batters that he faced. In fact, the last hit for the Red Raiders came on an infield single by Ben Milkowski in the bottom of the second inning. Floated in the air out to right. Second opportunity for Chiz. 1 away.
And that's the way that you want to start it if you're Sean Atkinson. Shut the door on this inning and then go up and bat in the top of the 7th and potentially win this one for the Titans.
Here's Jake Broad. 3 hits last night. He's hitless in 2 at-bats today. Strikeout and a fielder's choice. And Atkinson ahead in the count, 0-1.
And Broad looked really comfortable in that batter's box last night. Today, he's a little bit iffy. He's not swinging the bat as much as he normally does.
Floats outside, 1-1. Well, Broad was at the plate, swung through the breaking ball by A.J. Scholes last night, as Joe Panzarella came in to score the winning run in the bottom of the 11th inning. Atkinson ahead in the count, 1-2, and Atkinson, a guy that just comes into the game and hammers the strike zone, says his head coach, Dan Luisi. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. First strikeout for Atkinson and 2 quick outs to begin the 6th.
Well, don't mind me. Broad starts swinging it, and I mean, That just wasn't the pitch to do it. Atkinson gets him high and away. And Atkinson isn't going to be a guy that'll blow one right by you. Broad just gets under it right there, but that's really good placement by Atkinson.
There's Jason Schultz, 0 for 1. He lined out to the first baseman Kozlowski his last time up. Drew a walk and was stranded at third base in the second inning. As Atkinson misses high for ball 1.
And Atkinson's really been pitching well in replacement of Cook.
Hit to right center field, giving chase is Quiros. He'll play it in the gap. On his horse, headed to second, is Jason Schultz. He's got a 2-out double. And the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Red Raiders, as that'll bring up Ben Milkowski.
And that's exactly what you need if you're a Red Raider fan. Stepping up and delivering is the DH Jason Schultz, who fires one high and deep into right center. And he gets a double, as now it'll look like Noah Albano will be pinch running for him.
That's exactly what's going to happen, as Bartel will put some speed on the base paths.
Albano pitched pretty well yesterday, going about 5 deep. But let me tell you, Prep was hitting him.
And a pinch hitter as well as Hanson William at the plate. Pinch hit last night as he waits on the first pitch from Atkinson that misses outside for ball 1. Last night, William pinch hit in the 6th inning and drew a walk against A.J. Scholes. Well, was stranded there. Part of 3 straight innings that the Red Raiders would leave the bases loaded.
And Atkinson has faced his first hit of the day.
There's the 1-0. That's out. That's on the outside corner. 1-1.
Cook was really starting to heat up in those last few innings of him pitching, but that pitch count has to take him out of this one. But now Atkinson in replacement has still been on his high horse.
Checks the runner. Comes home with a 1-1. Breaking ball. Hits the back door for a strike. And Atkinson a strike away from getting out of it.
And that was such a nice pitch by Atkinson right there. A tone setter at its finest. Curveball starts really, really high, then ends up really, really low.
Albano the tying run at second. Here's the 1-2. That's high and away. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hebner behind the dish, taking a look at his dugout.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 2-2 ball game, last half of the 6th inning. Red Raiders looking to get in front. Here's the pitch. That's outside. And the count is full. See Atkinson trying to get a feel for that curveball and try and hit the back door again.
And Atkinson pitching at a 3/4 slot. As he's coming across the ball, he's releasing his fastball just early, gets a good amount of break on it, so it's just going outside.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Hit on the ground to second, backhanded by Matty, collects himself, fires to first, and they get Hanson William as Sean Atkinson gets out of the jam to keep us deadlocked at 2. We'll go to the 7th inning in the New York State CHSAA baseball final on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
You paying attention?
Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403 403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net.
Sean Atkinson coming out of the pen and stranding Noah Albano at second base. Keep this tied at 2. And now it's Sean Matty will lead it off in the top of the 7th inning for the Titans. 9-1-2. Due up against Aiden Trimper, who's got 92 pitches at his back. And we'll see how far he goes in the 7th inning. Seen some action, double barrel action, in fact, in the bullpen out in right field. As Matty 1 for 2 on the day gets ready against Trimper, third time facing the vaunted right-hander. And drops Uncle Charlie in there for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, and you'd expect as the pitcher gets higher into his count, he's going to start throwing more fastballs. Well, nope, now you're off pace because Trimper goes first pitch curve.
And second pitch curve as well. And fouled right back into the netting, 0-2. Trimper through 6 innings has allowed 7 hits, only the 2 runs, and has struck out 5 batters. 3-hit batsman. As the 0-2 way outside. Count 1-2.
Trimper now reaching 95. Remember, limit is 105, so he's got 10 pitches left in him.
That sweeps outside on the pitch. And one other thing of note, too, you're allowed to finish the batter if you start the at-bat with 104 pitches. Comes a 2-2. Fastball hammered foul towards Belson Stadium, the soccer field adjacent to Jack Kaiser Stadium off to the left. We were joking about this with some of the writers and the setup of St. John's University and their athletic fields. Now, the baseball field's been here forever, but Belson Stadium on top of a parking lot in the softball field all the way out at gate 6. 2-2 hit on the ground to first base. Vendetti scoops it up, takes it to the bag himself. 1 gone in the 7th.
Even got the Carnesecca down the road.
Yep. Alumni Hall for so many years and still don't have seat backs. And now Bartle will go to the bullpen. And we'll see who he brings in. He had a lefty and a righty warming up, but that'll do it for Aiden Trimper, who has done a good job today keeping the Red Raiders in this contest. And we'll see who comes out, but what a fantastic job by Trimper pitching in his final game, the senior. Won't get the win, but put his team in a position to come out victorious. And you just got to love the adulation that the rest of the team has for their senior hurler. We'll get a new pitcher when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Jack Kaiser Stadium, Paul Bartle goes into the bullpen, and he'll give the task over to Ryan Hilton, the southpaw, who this year is 0-2 on the year, a 4.58 ERA. This is his 10th appearance of the season, and now his task is just to keep it a 2-2 game and give the Red Raiders an opportunity to win it in the 7th inning. And Baccio, this is where when you have a left-hander in the batter's box, it could be neutralized by Hilton, but Paul Bartle saying, well, I've let my starter go through the whole order 3 times, I don't want them to see a 4th time against Trimper, especially with his pitch count loading up and his right-hander tiring.
Yeah, absolutely. And Hilton, a pretty good guy to put in when it's do or die. A 4.0 ERA is nothing to play with. And Hilton, he's been a reliable guy all season, just over 22 innings pitched and 34 strikeouts. The only thing that worries me, his batting average against, it's .460.
Yeah, so that's something to keep an eye on, especially with the top of the order. Due up for Holy Trinity. Aiden Trimper, like we mentioned, started this one, went 6 1/3. We have 2 runs on 7 hits, 5 strikeouts. He hit 3 batsmen, did not walk a batter. He'll get the no decision, but certainly a lot of praise if the Red Raiders can win this contest and bring home the 2023 New York State Catholic League Championship. Nick Delvecchio will look to spoil that, though. A couple of hits in 3 at-bats, although Delvecchio's been his own worst enemy on the base paths. Looking for a shot at redemption. And the lefty-lefty matchup. Curveball stays high, 1-0.
Hilton was warming up alongside another arm. They decide to opt for the lefty, which against a primarily right-hitting lineup, you start with a lefty, it might be a little questionable.
Lined into left field, falling fast. It's down for a base hit. Nick Delvecchio picks up his 3rd hit of the day. A little 1-out single in the 7th.
Lefty-lefty crime right there by Nick Delvecchio, and now you bring up the right-handers in the lineup. As I said, batters hit .460 against Ryan Hilton, so if there's ever a time to get the bats going, it's right now, and Delvecchio pokes that one into left center and gives Holy Trinity a big advantage here.
Here's Tyler Cook. Tripled his last time up. Hits the first pitch on the ground to short. Milkowski on the backhand. Flips a second for 1. Bianco the turn. Not in time. That was a close play at first, but they wiped Delvecchio off the base paths. And there's 2 gone in the 7th.
Tie goes to the runner either way, but it seems like Cook beat it out by a millisecond right there as he grounds it over to short. And it's like Delvecchio's at bat never happened.
Good call at first base by Steven Ryder. And now here's Kyle Kozlowski. Hitless in 3 at-bats today. Struck out his last time up against Trimper. And watches the fastball on the outer edge for a strike, 0-1. Andrew Hepner and his RBI double loom on deck. Should this inning get extended? 0-1. Hit on the ground off the glove of Hill and into shallow left field. It's a base hit for Kyle Kozlowski as Tyler Cook pulls up at second, and Holy Trinity has something cooking with 2 outs in the 7th in a tie ball game.
And what a time to get it started for Kyle Kozlowski, the right-handed hitter. Barrels that one and gets it past the glove of Hill at third. Now with runners on first and second, you got 1 out. You have 2 outs to work with here.
You got 1 out.
1 out, excuse me.
Cook the runner at second, Kozlowski off of first as Hepner watches outside for ball 1. Hepner had an RBI double his last time up, officially 1 for 1. He was hit by a pair of pitches by Aiden Trimper. And now Rybczynski calling a conference meeting on the mound. Try and calm down his southpaw, but also let the rest of the infield know they've got to force at any base. Should a ground ball be hit anywhere? And the umpire, Richard Katz, going out there to break it up quickly. But you'd have to imagine that the message was sent across. Remember, Andrew Hepner went deep against Chaminade in their 7-run 7th inning in Game 1 of the NSCH SAA baseball final. An opportunity to put Holy Trinity in front. We're tied at 2. Here's the 1-0. Backdoor curveball in for a strike. It's 1-1.
Cook on second has got some wheels, so if Hepner can put this one in play, which he has been doing today, it would be clutch.
1-1 pitch. That's high. And the count is 2-1. Sebastian Velasquez looms on deck. He had the game-winning single yesterday against St. Peter's. It's 2-1 pitch. Hit in the air out to center field, giving chase Banks. And he'll play it on a hop, and it gets over his head. Tyler Cook comes in to score. They're going to send home Kozlowski. Then he slams on the brakes. The throw's cut off. Andrew Hepner puts Holy Trinity in front with an RBI single. It's 3-2 Titans.
The HT hero, Andrew Hepner, basically won Holy Trinity, the Catholic League, against Chaminade, and now he puts Holy Trinity up 3-2 here to put runners on the corners. I was saying it, Tyler Cook has some wheels. You run on 2 outs no matter what, but the one hop gets over the head of the center fielder Banks, and he scores with ease. Kozlowski was looming around the corner as well, but Andrew Hepner comes up big for the Titans.
This brings up Sebastian Velasquez, 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out as Holy Trinity looks for insurance. First time today that the Titans have the lead. Nick Maggio, the courtesy runner at first base, as Velasquez watches the curveball dip in for a strike, 0-1.
And Velasquez was the RBI hero yesterday.
This was a team that only won a couple of games a few years ago. Holy Trinity now 3 outs away from a state title. Hit on the ground to short. Milkowski takes it to second. And that does it for the Titans in the 7th. Holy Trinity is 3 outs away from a state title. And we'll have the conclusion when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Sean Atkinson and Holy Trinity are 3 outs away from the program's first state championship. And they're not out of the woods yet, as the Red Raiders, the Georgetown Cup champion and 26-time Monsignor Martin champions, will have the top of the order against Atkinson. Kyle Banks, the speedster, leads it off. He lined out to short his last time up. Attacks the first pitch, skies it out to right field. Chiz ranging over. 1 pitch, 1 out.
And that's one way to get it started. One of the best hitters in the lineup, up and down immediately. He was 2 for 6 yesterday against Prep, and today he has been completely silenced.
And you're just neutralizing the running game, too, for St. Francis. And Banks, a real burner on the base paths, as that wipes him off, and that brings up Nick Bianco, who's 0 for 3 on the day with a couple of ground outs to short. Tyler Cook started it. Atkinson looking for the final 2 outs. And ahead in the count on Bianco, 0-1. Panzarella would be next. The 0-1. That darts on the outside corner. And Atkinson ahead 0-2.
And Atkinson is going nuclear right now on the mound.
He's got a good feel for the breaking stuff. And is ahead 0-2, the pitch. High chop to third. Velasquez has it. Darts it to first. 2 gone.
St. Francis down to their last out. What do they do? Holy Trinity headed by the pitching performances of both Tyler Cook and Sean Atkinson. It's just been insane.
And that'll bring up Joe Panzarella. He was one of the heroes of last night's victory for the Red Raiders. He stands between Holy Trinity and a state title. And the first pitch to Panzarella is lined foul off to the left side, 0-1.
Atkinson has to stay level-headed. The moment cannot get to him, and same goes for the man in the batter's box, Panzarella.
And Atkinson got the 4-out save in the league title on Long Island. Now looking to capture the state title. And the Red Raiders are down to their final strike. What a playoff run it's been for Holy Trinity, knocking off one of the best pitchers in the region. Not just one, but two. They knock off the 3-time league champion Chaminade Flyers and are now a strike away as the Holy Trinity fans come to their feet. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 3-2 lead for Holy Trinity. The pitch. Hit on the ground to the right side. Maddie makes the dive, spins, throws, and he throws it over the head of Kozlowski. Throw back to first, trickles off the glove of Kozlowski. Panzarella gets back in safely. Oh boy, did Panzarella almost run himself out of the game, but gets back just in time.
Well, nerves are calmed a little bit for St. Francis right there. I mean, you've still got a 2-out situation, but now with a runner on first, it helps at least a little bit. But Panzarella thought for sure he was going to have extra bases on that one. That's a phenomenal play by Hepner, though, to stay behind it and then was able to throw it over to Kozlowski at first. Just give Holy Trinity the chance to close the door.
You hit that right on the head, Botch. That's a fantastic play by Hepner because you knew that Panzarella would take second base had there not been a backup. And either way, now the force is still intact as Dan Luizzi will go down and, like you said, just try and calm down his team. This was a very young team a few years ago, only a handful of victories, and now just 1 out away from capturing the program's first state title, knocking off some of the giants on Long Island, and now looking to knock off one of the best teams in upstate New York. Brady Hill is the last gasp for the Red Raiders. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Singled and came around to score in the first inning. That was the only inning that the Red Raiders would put runs on the board. And the first pitch, carved down the right field line, and it'll reach the parking lot. And count 0-1.
And it looks like no matter what here, Panzarella is going to try to take second, so maybe you might see a pickoff attempt on this.
And that is definitely what Luizzi discussed with Atkinson and the rest of the infield. Throw over to first, and Panzarella gets back in safely.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, they got to be weary of Panzarella on first. He's a complete hitter, but he's also the full package. He can run the bases.
Here's the 0-1. Chopped right behind the plate. Hepner tried to stay in fair territory, but was obviously behind the plate. And now the Red Raiders down to their final strike. Holy Trinity starting to feel it. They've been the comeback kids this year, and one more comeback will capture a state title. Here's the 0-2. Hit on the ground to second. Maddie charges, fires to first, and the Holy Trinity Titans are the 2023 New York State CHSAA champions. They win it 3-2 over the St. Francis Red Raiders, and the job is complete for the Titans of New York State.
And what a game it was. The Titans capture their first state title in their school's history. And they do it in style. A 3-2 victory, and here's that last out one more time. Atkinson, the pitch, the grounder hit hard to second. Maddie, calm, cool, collected, chucks it over. And Kozlowski celebrates as the Titans take it home.
What a job by Sean Atkinson coming in relief. He threw 2 shutout innings, only gave up the 2 hits, and got a big strikeout, but ground balls when need be. And for Maddie, you could imagine at second base, he's probably happier. That looked like an easier play and got it, but it's all Holy Trinity, and it's been their year, and they cap it off with a state title. The 2023 New York State CHSAA champions, and what an effort by Holy Trinity, and what a run as the trophy is headed to Hicksville.
And this is a team that heading into this season had expectations, but not state title expectations. And then even heading into the playoffs as a 5 seed has come all the way to St. John's. And they have won the state championship. And in the best fashion possible. I mean, that last inning alone really showed what this Holy Trinity team is all about. Effort play after effort play. Good pitching as well from Atkinson to close the door. And Holy Trinity, a well-deserved state title.
It's been a fun run, and congratulations on a great season, too, to St. Francis as well. Coming down from Buffalo and an opportunity to win a state title, winning 18 games this season. And a tough break for them, nothing to hang their hats on, as they'll finish second in the New York State Catholic League. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll recap and show the trophy presentation on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Now is the time to order a college recruiting video with Varsity Media. College recruiting videos can save thousands of dollars on college tuition and help land a spot on the team. Our videos include your best plays set to music with spot shadowing effects to help you stand out from the competition. Contact Varsity Media today and mention this ad to save 15%. Call 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live sportscasts for any event. Our productions include announcers, multiple camera angles, graphics, instant replay, and so much more.
Hankinson getting it back. Hankinson going in, dropping it back. The shot of the goal! That's it! That's it! Norton! Pittsburgh, the Class A champions!
If you want to enhance your event or make the experience better for your viewers, reach out to Varsity Media today and learn more about our live sportscast. Contact Varsity Media at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking to advertise? Well, Varsity Media is the perfect place for you. We offer affordable rates both inside our live stream broadcast and through our social media channels. With coverage all over Long Island targeting the 16 to 54 demographic, why not take advantage and advertise today? For pricing and inventory availability, contact us today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, the runners-up trophy presentation being awarded to the St. Francis Red Raiders, and what a season they've had, as they will finish in second place in the New York State CHSAA. Well, it was a fun one, and Holy Trinity winning their first state title in program history, and that was due to the heroics of Andrew Hepner in the 7th inning, as we look at the Bo Jackson Elite Sports Play of the game. Serving it out to right center field, as Andrew Hepner was able to chase home Tyler Cook. That put Holy Trinity up 3-2. They would go on to win by that final, as Sean Atkinson got the final 3 outs. Bo Jackson Elite Sports Play of the Game is now offering Zoom training classes tailored to your specific needs. Contact Ryan McWilliams today to help add another element to your game. And Hepner with a ton of tools in his toolbox. Now, a game-winning hit under his belt. So that was the offensive side in the top play, but how about Atkinson getting the final 3 outs? He was fantastic for Holy Trinity, as he will have the pitching performance of the game, which is brought to you by Spring Linden Design. And Atkinson throwing 2 shutout innings. That's Tyler Cook getting the strikeout. He went 5 innings, struck out 5, but either way, Spring Linden Design, their designers will show you how to transform your home or business into the one you love. Offering hourly consultations, they'll help make the renovation and decorating process stress-free. Spring Linden Design also specializes in window treatments, blinds, shades, drapes, and plantation shutters. With clients raving about individual needs and affordable rates, book a consultation today. You can visit them at springlinden.com, call or email at the number and email below. And with that said, we'll send it over to our public address announcer for the presentation of the trophies. Holy Trinity, the 2023 New York State champions in the CHSAA.
Jordan O'Connor, Sean Malley, Sean Atkinson, Joshua Johnson, Andrew Sinclair, Sebastian Velasquez, Joe Chiarelli, Nico Puro, Daniel Colemeyer, Justin Colemeyer, Kenny Rodriguez, Kyle Kozlowski, and Ryan Lana. The coaches for Holy Trinity. Assistant coaches Victor Todd, Daniel Brown, and Sal Sankuni. And the head coach, Dan Parisi. At this time, we have the coaches and captains of Holy Trinity come forward for the presentation of the championship plaque. Ladies and gentlemen, the Titans of Holy Trinity High School, representing the Diocese of Rockville Center, the 2023 New York State Catholic High School Athletic Association AA Baseball Champions.
So congratulations once again to Holy Trinity, the 2023 New York State champions in the CHSAA. And Botch, what a run it's been for Holy Trinity. A lot of people saw them as one of the lower teams in Rockville Center. They believed in themselves. It was only a game and a half out of first place, knocking off St. Anthony's twice, knocking off Chaminade against a good Kellenberg team as well, and they win the New York State Championship.
A team that came into this one as underdogs, and they came out of this season as state champions. I mean, what a run it's been for an incredible squad, a team built off great pitching that today came with their bats.
Tyler Cook gets the win, Aiden Trimper the loss. Sean Atkinson picks up the save. It was a 2-hour and 7-minute contest as Holy Trinity wins it. And a picture that will last a lifetime for the Titans. It's been a lot of fun calling these baseball playoffs on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and unfortunately, the season is over. But with that said, we've had a great crew on hand. For our executive producer, Ben Turchin, for the immortal Chris Sweeney, our TD, our two camera guys, Sam Schmitz, along with Travis DeLuise, my partner, John Baccio. This is John Perez saying so long. This has been a presentation of the New York State CHSAA Baseball Final on the Varsity Media Sports Network.